Hey guys, it's ViLo Energy Healing. Welcome to my channel. This is going to be a general reading for Capricorn, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus sign for the month of October. Now, these messages may not resonate with every Capricorn out there, so please just take what resonates with you and leave out the rest. Also, stay tuned for your bonus info that's going to come up after this. All right, Capricorn, let's see what we got going on for you this month. You know, I'm picking up on some like power trip energy, okay? This shows where control, ego, or pride are just getting in the way. Now, you know, you might be forcing things instead of just letting them happen naturally on their own. That's what that means. You know, real power and confidence doesn't need to push or control. Okay? It just shows, okay? And it speaks for itself. You know, this chapter in your life is done. Okay, a cycle is coming to an end because you learned what you needed and you're getting that sense of closure, okay, which means that it's time for the next level. Okay, you've worked so hard to get here, okay, so just stop holding on to what's already complete. Okay, you've outgrown it. It's time to just move on. You know, this ain't about easy wins or instant results. Okay, there's no shortcuts here. Progress is slow, but it's happening. And yeah, sometimes it's boring, but the more you stick with it, the more it pays off. Okay, so just keep showing up and doing the work. That's how you get results. Okay, and that's the only way you really win. You know, also watch out for like shady energy. Okay, someone's lying, twisting words, twisting your words, or just trying to control shit. Okay, don't fall for it and just ignore the red flags. Pay attention and trust your gut, okay? Because if it feels like BS, it's because it is. Wow, you know, your mind is like running nonstop, okay? Stressing you out with like all these worst case scenarios that aren't even real. You know, you're having a hard time sleeping at night because of this. You're making it worse by giving it so much attention, all right? Face what's bothering you and just deal with it. Don't avoid it. You know, speaking of avoiding, you've been avoiding making a choice. Okay, but it's time to decide and just make your decision, right? You've been dragging this out for so long now. Okay, sitting in limbo isn't helping you whatsoever. Okay, doing nothing is worse than making the wrong choice. So, you know, even if it's not perfect, at least it gets you somewhere. I'm also picking up that you've been avoiding responsibility. Okay, blaming everyone else. Okay, but that's not going to work anymore. Okay, you can't keep dodging it. The same lessons are going to keep showing up until you face them. Okay, so just stop running and just deal with it. Okay, it's up to you, Capricorn. You know, you've already got what you need to make this work. Okay, the skills, the tools, they're in your hands. You just have to use them the right way. Okay, focus, make a plan, and just get it done. Okay, that's the only way. You know, the confusions is going to start clearing up. Okay, the truth's coming out. The lies, secrets, and that shady shit are all being exposed. Okay, and you're going to see things for what they really are. So pay attention and believe what you see the first time. Okay, that's what's going to help you move forward. Okay, so don't talk yourself out of it. You know, you're holding yourself back because you're stuck between fear and being reckless. Okay, so either you're too scared to take the step and make a move, or you're jumping in without a plan and without thinking. Okay, both are messing you up. Slow down and get your shit together before making a decision. Okay, and then make a move. You know, I'm also getting that control issues are coming up. Okay, so you might be acting like either a control freak, being stubborn, or trying to run everything your way. Okay, but that's not working. In fact, it's backfiring. Okay, stop forcing it. You can't control everything. Plus, real strength doesn't come from control. Okay, it comes from knowing when to be flexible. All right, Capricorn, that's what I have for you today. If you're in Hey Capricorn, it's Vita with ViLo Energy Healing. Welcome back to part 2 of your reading. This is going to be your bonus info for the month of October. Alright, so we're going to start off with some timing windows. As always, I'm going to start from the beginning of the month and work my way towards the end. Let's see here. We have October 4th to the 8th. That's when like a cycle is complete. Okay, something comes full circle. Now we have the 12th to the 16th. That's when like anxiety or overthinking starts to get heavy, okay? The 18th to the 22nd, that's when a truth gets revealed, okay? Or, like clarity starts to come through. The 25th to the 31st, okay, that's when like a power struggle or like authority issues take place. All right, now zodiac signs that came through strong in this reading. Could be someone that you're dealing with. It doesn't have to be. Okay, don't get too fixated on the signs. You could be dealing with any sign. All right, what do we got here? We have Scorpio. We have Virgo. Pisces. Aquarius. And Aries. Okay. All right, now some symbols that also came up in your reading. Now these could be symbols that you're seeing but you're ignoring, okay? I was picking up on masks, okay? That has to do with like hidden truths or maybe false appearances, things like that get revealed. Also getting chains, okay? That has to do with control, restrictions, or maybe breaking free from limitations. Also seeing keys, okay? That has to do with solutions and access to breakthroughs. Let's see what else. Colors gray and red. Okay, that has to do with power, intensity, clarity through like a struggle. Okay, now phrases that you could be saying, thinking, or feeling. You can't keep controlling everything. The truth finally came out. This is heavier than I thought. I know it's time to close this chapter. Okay. Now some extra clues that I'm picking up on. Some of you might be having some like random arguments with either authority figures or bosses. Also picking up vivid dreams about like doors, keys, or like escaping. Okay, now I'm gonna jump into some initials. Okay, could be your name, their name, first name, last name, place it how you see fit. Okay, first initial we have here, we have J, L, R, T, M, S, A, K, and H. All right, guys, that's what I have for you today. If you're enjoying the bonus info and you want me to continue this way, just hit the like button or leave me a quick comment to let me know. All right, guys, thanks for watching, and until next time, sending you love and light.